Apparently, Hassan is out here trying to go after Tim Pool. You know, Hassan, whatever. I don't know what the hell his last name is. I don't really care. You guys have been requesting that I take a look at him and roast him a little bit. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. Let's see what he has to say, fam. Let's see what he has to say. And I think it's about Tim Pool, too. Not Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro as well. So he's going at the Ben Shapiro, which, I kind of been disagreeing with him after the whole Daily Wire versus Candace Owens things. But I rock with Tim Pool. Ben Shapiro, whatever.
Saying what you believe, they can fire you. But if we all just had our names on it, we're saying the things that we believe.
Yeah. I'm so used to listening to things fast, man. My bad. Let's turn that to normal speed.
Saying what you believe, they can fire you. But if we all just had our names on it, we're saying the things that we believe.
Yeah. But I think it's a cultural issue.
There's no better way to demonstrate privilege than constantly worrying about not being able to say one word without repercussions. You can say it. There's a reason why he doesn't say it here. Oh, speaking of white culture, staple of white culture, can we just give a quick shout out to Jeremy Boring? Jeremy Boring went on Tim Pool's podcast. Speaking of white culture, advocating to say the N-word is a prominent fixture of white culture, obviously.
Wow.
So Jeremy Boring went on the Tim Pool podcast. This is what he said.
Cares. It's just a word. This is so evil. It's just a word, bro. And I don't care. You should be able to say whatever word you want to. Right? In reality.
Here's the problem. The problem is that anonymity on the internet allows for the ghettoizing of beliefs that are not approved by the regime. So a lot of people will say, well, I have to be anonymous on the internet because my boss finds out that I've got these views, they'll fire me. But you're only in the position where your boss could fire you for finding out about those views because you've allowed those views to be completely ghettoized through anonymity online. If 5 million people came out today.
Bro really said, if the Klan didn't wear robes, shit would be way better.
And said the N-word. I'm not recommending it, but no one would ever get fired for saying the N-word again.
They wouldn't be able to.
You wouldn't be able to. You would have brought that to a conclusion. That little absurdity in our culture.
He said, I don't recommend it, but I also think it's absurd that you can get fired for saying the N-word. That's what he's saying. So why aren't you recommending it then? It seems like.
Why should you recommend it? Right. I don't think people should be fired for saying the N-word. Who cares? You mean tell me if you could go on line and find a screenshot of someone saying the N-word however many years ago, I guess if they're white, you could show it to their boss and you think it should be right from them to be fired? Nah, that's nuts. I don't care if you said it last week, nigga. I'll be a huge hypocrite. I use that word all the time. Just a word. I call things the N-word that aren't even a person. Nigga, sometimes I'll be in my bed and it's not comfortable and I'm moving the sheets. I'm like, nigga, if just to get the sheets to feel right, just a little bit of N-word. Just a little bit, man. A little bit. I don't think it's something that's catastrophic. It's just a word.
You're too cowardly. Collective action, folks, in display for being able to say the N-word. It's absurd that you can't say it, is what this man is saying.
Would be brought to an end. The ghettoizing of our beliefs allows for the punishment of anyone who steps outside of the ghetto.
Yeah.
So if they can.
When he says ghettoizing, he's talking about the traditional term of ghettoizing and ghetto. He's not saying ghetto in the way that you understand it. I mean, maybe it's a double entendre. I'm sure he's using that because of its incendiary nature, but
catch you saying what you believe, they can fire you. But if we all just had our names on it, we're saying the things that we believe. Yeah. And you might say that we would have more cultural cohesion if we didn't have online anonymity too, because the online anonymity also allows us to become more radicalized in ways that left and right, in ways that probably aren't ultimately good.
So, I agree, but I think it's a cultural issue.
Ghettoizing is a real word. Yes. What the I've been covering Israel, Palestine for the past months. How the you guys not
shut your ass up? It's because no one takes you seriously, not even your own fans. Guys, tell me if the volume is too low or if it's too. It should be good now, especially I just tweaked it a little bit. I felt like it was peaking earlier. Right now, my voice just peaking. Let me turn that down. I got a low ass voice anyway. I need to start turning it up a little bit more.
Know what ghettoizing is.
For more on the situation in Israel, I'm joined now by the CEO and co-founder of the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro's partner, Jeremy Boring. Jeremy,
Boring ass motherfucker.
That'd be crazy.
Well, first of all, I make it a point not to speak for
know
Ben
you ain't
Shapiro.
talking
He's
about
got a
Boring.
20 IQ points on me and speaks for a living professionally, so he's much better
God.
to defend himself. But as his business partner, as his best friend, first of all, the question of how many sons of bitches
Oh my God. I hate this. It's so nerdy. It's like Revenge of the Nerds. It's like, I'm going to respond to my best friend. I'm going to respond for my, like, shut the up, bitch. I don't give a, this sucks.
just have to be killed in order to
What the hell even was that? He didn't talk about any kind of valid points at all. Just, oh, you look nerdy. You're a nerdy guy. You're super nerdy. Shut up. It sounds so stupid. Oh, look at the nerdy guy. Oh, oh man. And mind you, I don't even like Daily Wire like that. That just sounded nuts.
end this conflict. I suppose
I
that
don't
the answer
get
is
what
as
that was
many of them as
supposed to
it
be about.
takes. That doesn't mean that I or Ben or any decent person in their right mind is happy with the killing of civilians.
Yeah, you are though. You are happy with it, and you don't give a shit. You're so stupid. I hate this. God damn it, I hate it. All right, fuck. Just keep going.
I posted at
He
the
is
very beginning of this
emotional.
conflict that a woman or a child blown apart in Gaza is just as tragic as a Jewish baby killed in one of the settlements. That doesn't mean that Israel's actions and the actions of Hamas are morally equivalent. You know, the tragedy is the tragedy, but the moral equivalency is nonsense. If you entered Israel with the express purpose of targeting and murdering civilians with your own hands in cold blood, that is not comparable to Israel bombing targets in the Gaza Strip and killing civilians as a terrible, tragic consequence.
This is pretty intense.
War is terrible. War is an awful thing. That's why
I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I don't know why. It's just very frustrating. Like West Bank, Gaza.
This nigga just say, I can't stand him. I don't know. I can't stand you. I know why. I think you're a loser. I think that you betray your intelligence to be higher than what it actually is. I think that you're a nincompoop. And then since we talking about glasses, I don't like yours. I don't like them. They look stupid. Those are some dumb looking glasses if I'm at it. Nigga, you look like Where's Waldo right now. Especially with that hat. Well, you failed at being a sailor, so you just like, F it, let me go on YouTube. You got a picture of Obama in the background. Obama don't even like you. He don't even like you, nigga. I'm calling a spade a spade. He don't like you. That's not just, I got a feeling. Nigga, why are you even here? Oh, think. Bacon grease from TYT. That's why you're here. Nepotism. Right? Don't ever forget it. Don't act like you actually earned your way up.
Is ghettoization is
Don't
a
even act like
policy of ghettoization. Where do you guys think the word
That
comes
like
from?
button.
Like the ghetto? Like you think it just means like you think ghettos come from just like projects where black people live in America? No, like the Jewish ghetto, the Warsaw ghetto. I heard it in a Nelly song in the 5th grade and never looked back. Yeah, no, I just think it's gross to use that word to describe shaming races. No, I agree. I think he's saying that. I think he's saying that deliberately. He's using it as a double entendre. His application of the term is not incorrect, I guess. He's saying enclaves, but like a ghetto is supposed to be a forcible enclave that ethnic groups are pushed into, or a group of people are pushed into through structures, right? That force them into underserved areas. That's why ghetto
Damn, they don't
in
exist
America, in
right
contemporary American society, implies like south side of Chicago, O Block, or numerous
one's
other
forcing
projects.
people to be
right?
there, bro.
The problem is he's using it while talking about
No
segregation.
one's forcing people to be there. Like, I hate the fact that the term ghetto is still being used. And maybe that's just like a personal pet peeve. But just like, no one's forcing you to be there. You could say circumstances, but I've lived in the ghetto. Not many people, especially from where I was living, were actually attempting to get up out of there. They was not trying to move on, bro. I think what Jay-Z said, he had a line, I ain't trying to be in the project whole way, talking about how I be in the projects all day. There's people that do that. I'm in the hood all day. There's famous rappers who get rich and famous, right? Can leave and never come back and choose to be in their hood every day that lost their lives because they kept going back. right? But yeah. So when I hear that term, it's just like, it's not really what it used to mean, right? Like where they actually was taking people and doing like camps and whatnot, and that's actual definition for sure, right? So the fact that people are still using it today, I just don't feel like it's accurate.
The worst kind of segregation, which is white people not being able to say the N-word in broad daylight openly with their face attached to the action, which is wild, okay, but not surprising that he's saying that. Like I joked about earlier today, I said right wingers only acknowledge collective action when it's about being the goofiest races you've ever met. Just like if we all got together, we could just like stop this ridiculous, absurd notion that white people can't say the N-word. It's just that we do not have the collective bravery to be able to, stop that from happening. I feel like I'm in a mental ghetto because I can't say the N-word as a white guy. It's good stuff, fun stuff. It's a very interesting phenomena to just like not let go of this cause. I think it spells privilege. Like
say the damn N-word if you want to. I don't care. Like it's really not the word, it's the intent, right? If you're just saying the N-word, that's not you calling someone the N-word, right? In the way that Hasan is like arguing this is as if this Daily Wire dude is asking for the right to call people the N-word. And that's not what he's asking or even saying at all, right? And that's a misrepresentation.
There's no better way to demonstrate privilege than constantly worrying about not being able to say one word without repercussions. You can say it. There's a reason why he doesn't say it here. He can say it on the Temple podcast. This is like an area where he definitely could say it. This is as safe of a space as you can get, but he doesn't want it. His mind is a storm.
Safe space. This dude is using all the buzzwords. All the buzzwords that you could think of for woke lefties. That's the first thing that's coming into his mind. Right? He just sit there reading Twitter all day.
Wouldn't understand. Yeah. He isn't recommending you to say it. He's triple dog daring you to say it. He's saying you should be able to say it together collectively. If you were to get together, we are strong when we are united. I am far from white supremacists, but why can't we criticize hood rats and whites the same? I feel ghettoized, not being sarcastic. I'm sorry, what? I say it as someone grew up in the ghetto. First of all, I don't even understand what you're trying to say because like nobody was.
I knew girls that used to take that as a term of endearment. Like you called them a hood rat, they took it as a compliment.
Talking about whatever you mean is hood rats. You're the one who kind of dropped that in here. Like, what do you mean? Also, why is it criticizing hood rats and criticizing whites? Like, is this a substitute for what is not white? Are you just using hood rat as a substitute for someone who is just not white? I'm very confused about what you're trying to say here. Divided we beg, united we say the N-word. Exactly. I mean, criticizing all people should be equal. Yeah, all people, which is of course whites, and then hood rats, which are the rest of the population. It's good. It's funny. The two genders. Anyway, the ghetto he is from. Yeah. What do you mean? There was a lot of economic hardship. You don't get it.
I his fake Jay-Z laugh. I hate it. I don't like it. Not a fan of it. What is he doing? This dude sounds crazy. What is that?
Never get it.
So
Naperville, weird. Not safe. My neighbor had a F1. My neighbor had a Ranger instead of a F-150. You understand? What? Anyway, yeah, this is a fun thing.
Decent people don't lightly engage in war, and why Hamas should not have incited this war. We can talk about the history of the Israeli conflict. I'm not a professional political commentator. I'm a CEO. I'm a screenwriter.
I was like, neither is this dude Hasan. Neither is he. Shoot.
With due respect, you're such a fantastic moron. It's terrifying.
I don't know what that was supposed to represent at all. Actually, I don't really know what that's right there. I don't understand that. Okay. Okay. Hasan is a nincompoop, and it seems like he just enjoys that type of energy. Whatever. In my personal opinion, I think he's lame. I don't think he had any valid points. And at this point, he's just entertainment for wokies that just want to hear the same things over and over again. But whatever. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button. All that good stuff.